Namaste. Welcome back to Waking Up with Mindful Serenity Yoga, and we're going to continue with our concept exercise. It's going to be number 6 for me today. I am on a roll, and I am going overtime with each and every one of them. I am not sticking to the 4 minutes that I intended for this exercise. I tend to be going way over, but forgive me. These concepts are a little challenging to get into a small section of time. I'm using that as an excuse, so I guess I'm rationalizing why I'm going over my time. Let's see if I can stick to 4 minutes this time. I'm going to start by taking a deep breath. That's just an anchoring breath, taking me into my body, into the moment, into this experience as it is right now, so that ego, which tends to think it knows everything, doesn't run off with this answer and have you here for a lot more than 4 minutes. So let's see what the question is, or the concept is. The concept is yogi. The concept is yogi. I pulled out the concept yogi. So a yogi is referring to an individual who practices yoga. An individual who practices yoga, basically, is a yogi. And you may have heard yoginini as to refer to the female. I don't like to use pronouns too much, and I do not like to make that gender distinction. A yogi is a yogi, like an actor is an actor. We don't necessarily have to say actress anymore, so we can just call a yogi. I consider myself to be a yogi. Why do I consider myself to be a yogi? Because I have been practicing yoga for almost, I'm saying close to 30 years now. I've been practicing hatha yoga long before I actually had the courage to look into the other realms of yoga, the other limbs. And I've been practicing them for at least 20 years, studying and learning all I can about this wonderful ancient wisdom tradition set out by Patanjali and other yogis, the 7 original rishis who spent their time in caves exploring instead of the outer world and how that works, exploring the internal world and seeing how that works. They have developed something or come up with something that we are not the external things we're seeing. Those are Maya, or the false illusion. Lila, a dance or play life is putting on. And we are actually something that cannot be seen. We are the formless within these forms. We are the infinite consciousness, the Satchitananda, which means existence, consciousness, and bliss. So some people will say truth, consciousness, and bliss. That which we are at that deepest level that they were able to discover in their so-called laboratories of the mind through this practice of meditation and self-reflection. So that's what a yogi is. A yogi is a scientist that has a laboratory. The laboratory is the mind, so it's a matter of exploring the mind. One of the means through which the yogi will explore the mind, explore its science, is through meditation. It's one of the means. And meditation involves trying to fall away, has several parts to it, as Patanjali would have referred to in his 8 limbs of yoga. We have, first of all, pranayama, which pranayama is breath control, but pranayama is also using the breath as an anchor to bring us back down into the present moment, back into the body, so we are having the felt experience of life rather than thought experience of life, so it helps to take us a little bit away from our minds as well. And that's what that pranayama practice can do. It's one of the steps of yoga. You've also heard of hatha and all that, but I'm going to push the asanas away for now and focus on starting with limb number F. That would be number 4. Then there's pratyahara. Pratyahara is the practice of removing our attention to the sensory input that we're receiving from the body, becoming, first of all, very aware of it, as we may do with pranayama practice, becoming very aware of what's occurring around us, the sounds we're hearing, the sights we're seeing, what we're smelling and tasting and feeling through the sensation of touch, and then bringing the attention even deeper beyond that. So it's a matter of really focusing on the inner body. In yoga, we have basically 5 bodies, or 5 koshas, they're called in yoga. starting with the physical body, the body you see, the body itself, the physical cells, the trillions of cells, and all the energetic networks that make it up. Then we have the energy sheath, or the energy body, and underneath that, a deeper sense of what's making that body work is obviously energy. And from there we have our mental body. Our mental body is our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions. There is a distinction between feelings and emotions. Feelings are basically sensations, what the body is experiencing, and emotions are attached to the mind. So feelings are more attached to the body, emotions are attached to the mind. It's the emotional turmoil that occurs when the mind is caught up in its story. Then we have, from there we have the knowledge body, or what the jnana yogi, which I consider myself, or hopefully to be, someone who studies yoga and wants to know intellectually what yoga is all about. It's knowledge based, and true knowledge, of course, is realization, not what we learn from books and from other people. It's self-reflection and realization of self rather than we learn about the self. But it can start at the conceptual level, just like I'm using a concept now called yogi to explain what a yogi is, and really there's the realization of yogi is you have to be a yogi to understand, right? And we all have that capacity to be yogis. So basically, concepts can help to bring us deeper. So I consider myself very conceptual, and I like concepts. I like language. I like all that stuff. I like to learn through studying and reading as well as practicing. So I use that to take me to the step deeper, to true knowledge, which is realization. So in my process of seeking self-realization, realizing who I am at the deepest level, beyond thought, beyond story, beyond concepts, I use concepts to help me get there as a jnana yogi. But the realization is what I'm ultimately seeking. And once I seek that realization, or attain that realization through, so we've had pratyahara, and to get to the next level, we need dhyana and dhyana, which are two other forms. One is single focused attention, and we can focus on a breath, we can focus on a candle, or we can focus on something that takes us out of the story here and into the reality of what we're experiencing. And from there we skip right on into dhyana, which is our meditation practice, which means getting beyond sensory input, getting beyond mental thought and feeling, and experiencing the consciousness of who we are at the deepest level. And if we reach that, then we reach samadhi, which is the experience of knowing who we are and seeing the world through who we are. We have died, in a sense, to be reborn. The ego self, the little s self, has been removed. It has scaled off. It has been, it just dissolved, not by being trampled down, but by being let go of and released. And we experience the greater self with a capital S, self-realization. And that self is the oneness, the Satchidananda, the Brahman, as the Hindus would say, that infiltrates all life. It is the creator of all life and the experiencer of all life. And we reach that level. Not that everybody is going to get to that level of samadhi, but as a yogi, that is what we're attaining to do. Now, we may not do it in those, we may not even be aware as a yogi of those depths or read anything about Patanjali, and we just may be looking for more than what we're experiencing now, realizing that this life that we're living, there's more to it than that. And so we're just going deeper, digging deeper, rather than seeking more. And that's what a yogi does, digs deeper into the internal universe, like the rishis had done, exploring the mind, exploring the ego, exploring what it's like to live in this body and mind, and watching this human, I call me, experience and navigate around life, knowing that I'm not that human, not that body, not that mind. I have that body, I have that mind, but I am that which is within it, the consciousness that's within it, using the body and the mind to navigate my way around this earth and to explore life. and to realize that I've been given one slice of life to experience, and there's 8.5 other million, billion human beings experiencing life through their slices they've been given. How many other trillions of beings, I don't know, that get to look through life through their section of life they've been given. And we are all just experiences of that one life as it gets to know itself and see itself through the experience we are allowing it to have through us. So it becomes very less personal as a yogi. You remove a lot of the me, mine, and mine, and you attempt to seek that oneness, which is yog in yogi, is oneness and unity, that we're all seeking to see that true self-realization, realization of who we are. And that realization is a big word. It just doesn't mean conceptualizing it. It means experiencing it and being it. And that is the ultimate goal of the yogi. Not that everybody's going to attain that self-realization. Not everybody's going to attain samadhi, the highest level, according to Patanjali slams, that we can attain. But we seek it because we seek it knowing there's something more than this. What most of the world here adores is not who we are, And the things that we've come to identify as us is not who we are. We are much, much more. And just that process of seeking that makes us a yogi. Okay, now did I ever go over my time this time? This was one of those things that is going to pull me away when I see something called yogi. I'm going to probably talk about it a little longer than I should. Forgive me. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful, blessed day. Namaste.